here, I'm all over the place. Whales and Vikings, first series. The Whales dominate. They lead for every minute played. Gold control plus Drake value, they led every minute. So they took 5 of 6 Drakes, both Barons, 5,067 gold a power play. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Eddie didn't die, went 1309, had 4 solo kills in this one, all on, I think he had an Akali game with 4 solo kills. Dyer had a solo, 25 damage share. His toe had 3 solos, 67 KP. 500 gold lead for Pun, 1,852 gold lead for his toe, 745 for Dyer, and 1,894 for Eddie and BA. For Vikings, Chica went 354, 78 KP. Harky had 25 damage share. Pun and Kratos exchanged solos. So you do the math here, 3750 or so, almost a 5,000 gold lead at 15 minutes on average. That's one of the bigger blowouts I've seen. Like when people say, "Oh, they crushed this team. They stomped this team. They obliterated this team." It's a scale, right? That's why people, people do reviews and this and that. They say, "Oh, I'm not going to pick a 10, not do 10 out of 10 because there's always going to be something eventually bigger and better." And that one is one of those series where it was truly domination. Speaking of domination, GAM led for the majority of their series, and their 2-1 loss to CFO. It was actually 51-49. I mean, we're splitting hairs here, but GAM actually were very competitive in this loss. CFO took 11 of 15 Drakes. GAM took 4 Barons, but averaged 2,952 gold a Baron, which is not terrible, but you had 4 of them. CFO with theirs had 4,300. Pout, 3 solo kills, going 17, 9, and 26, 77 KP. Doggo had a solo, 29 damage share. Taki, 210, 39, 76 KP. In the loss, Artemis had 3 solo or 2v2 kills, 28 damage share. Shadow had a solo. We see top side for GAM, 100 gold lead for Kiaya, 323 for Drakthar. Bot side, though, Pout had a 400 gold lead. 2v2 is pretty close. So actually doing the math here, 428, 420, I mean, you are truly about nearly as even as you can be at 15 minutes. In terms of gold, obviously you take Drakes into account when I look at the gold control stat. But in terms of just gold, a very, very close best of 3. Gen.G T1, this is the only prediction I got wrong. Somebody said I did go 7-1. That's the only one I got wrong. I thought Gen.G would win. They did not. T1 won, and they were ahead for 64%. Took 6 of 9 Drakes, 2 Barons, 6,200 gold a power play. Pretty good. Pays and Carrier, just dominant. Carrier, 5-2, 23, 93 KP. Pays had a 2v2 kill, 36 damage share. They're up 1,500 gold by themselves, and that is really where T1 made their hay. Because solo lanes heavily favored Gen.G. Canyon, 639, 79 KP. He had a gold lead of 140. Chovy, 30 damage share. 898 gold lead into Faker. Keen had a solo. Ruther had a 2v2 kill, or solo, but Keen had a solo, up 838 into Doran. So really, Gen.G had the lead after 15 minutes in terms of gold. KRX Bro. KRX went 2-1. Aiming is playing now for that team. Jiwoo and he were traded for each other just a couple days ago. Apparently, Aiming had a falling out within the team, which is, I mean, it is what it is. Despite, his off-the-rift issues are what they are, and, that's just the nature of where he's playing, I guess, that's allowed, I guess. But he is a good player, so that is a thing. So 8 of 15 Drakes went to KRX. Bro took 2 of 3 Barons, but only 2,095 gold to power play. KRX had 4,400 with theirs. KRX had for 70% of the minutes played. UCal had a solo 16, 3, 13, 83 KP. Aiming 34 damage share. Gideon 13, 6, 20, 94 KP. So he was the one doing everything for Bro. Teddy 31 damage share. We see Frog and Casting exchange solos Andal had a 2v2 kill. Topside went to Bro, casting 383 ahead into Frog. Gideon 315 ahead into Willer. However, UCal 300 gold lead and then aiming Andal 862. So about an 800 gold lead or so for KRX at 15 minutes. LPL, Anyone's Legend, EDG. Not a big surprise here. Anyone's Legend wins handily. Took 2,300 gold a power play. Took 2. Took 4 of 7 Drakes. Tarzan on another level right now. I think he is the best jungler in the world right now. Going 19, 2, and 15. 28 damage share, 71 KP. In a win. Zhao Hao, 9, 10, 3 in the loss. Bulldog, 29 damage share. Peruka, 76 KP. 368 gold lead for Breathe. 1,800 gold lead for Tarzan. 740 for Shanks. 1152 for Hope and Cal. So 1,900, 3,700, about 4,000 gold lead for Anyone's Legend at 15 minutes. BLG team lead, BLG win. This was a lot closer than the 2-0 would indicate. 4 of 6 Drakes taken by BLG. They took both Barons. 3,500 gold to power play. Shun, 9-1-23, 70 KP. Viper, 28 damage share. For we see Cube, 6-7-7. About 30 damage share. Monkey, 71 KP. Top to bottom, similar to this in BLG's favor. Just not as massive of a diffy. Only 100 gold lead for Wenbo, which is significant, by the way, into Cube. Wenbo, Cube should not be losing lane to Wenbo. 200 for Shun, 350 for Knight, and most notably Viper on up 1,035. For LEC, Vitality and Heretics. Vitality win. They were ahead for 83% of the minutes played. The most lopsided matchup outside of this one on the board. They took both Barons, 3,400 gold to power play, and 5 of 8 Drakes. Lynchus, 9-1-10 in the win. Nako had 4 solo kills, 27 damage share. He led by 1,530 gold over Trayson, which is very notable. Karzi, 65 KP. Wei, 2-5-11, 76 KP. Hype had a solo, 34 damage share. Trayson did have a solo in this series. I'm looking here. Technically, it was split. If I actually look at the gold here, 1,530 for Nako, 200 gold lead for Fiesta into Saren, but 120 for Douglas and 175 for Hype Way. And you may say that's nothing, but really, truly, what I'm trying to indicate here is Nako was the difference. Everywhere else was pretty even. MCOY shifters. MCOY went 2-1, 60-40 split roughly in their favor. 8 of 15 Drakes went to them. They took 3 of 4 Barons. 2,600 gold to power play. Shifters, almost 2,200. Elyoya, very strong in this series. 16-3-29, 78 KP. Supa had 3 2v2 kills, 31 damage share. For shifters, Rooster, 5-8-17. Podak had a solo kill, 27 damage share. Nuke solo, 75 KP. Sheo and Jojo also had solos. When we look at the early game here, Rooster did have a small gold lead into Mirwin, 40 gold. Everywhere else, MCOY's favor, most notably for Jojo and Supa Alvaro, combining for a 2,000 gold lead into their shifter counterpart. So shifters really struggling on the bot side of the rift into MCOY, which isn't a shock. MCOY are the 3rd best team in the region. I think going to a 6-man roster only risks being 3rd. I don't think they're top 2. I don't think making a 6-man roster challenges top 2. I think, if anything, you're risking dropping out of top 3 and then no longer going to Worlds. So that's the thing. Otherwise, though, very predictable day. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.